Hello, good evening, CSEC students. Welcome back to another live CSEC math class. And today, being Friday, we're going to be looking at our paper 2 math, paper 2 past papers. This evening, we're going to be focusing on the section called computation. So all the questions that we're going to be doing will have that particular theme, computation, or just calculation using the four basic properties of arithmetic: multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition, as well as working with powers, right? Indices or exponents, working with brackets, that kind of thing, doing the basic decimals, fractions, all of those things come under computation. Now, these are skills that we start learning at elementary level in primary school, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, advancing and becoming a little more difficult each time. And what I have found from my experience, many of the students who fail CSEC math, they fail it because they did not have a strong foundation in the basics, the fractions, the decimals, the ratio, the percentage, that kind of thing. So if you have that firm foundation, your significant figures, rounding off, all those things a lot of students take for granted because they think that's baby stuff. They don't have to remember those things. They want to focus on the quadratics and the functions and the matrices. Yes, those things are absolutely important. However, if you don't know your basics, you are absolutely going to fail, especially in the paper 1, where you don't have a calculator to help you and you have to compute these operations. You're going to be left in the wilderness. So it's very important to get that foundation. Before we dive into our computation, we're going to be running by you the schedule of our live CSEC classes. We have 6 live classes every week. So here's the schedule of those classes. Get your pens, your paper, write them down. You don't want to miss anyone. Hello, CSEC math students. I'm busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming. I have a very important to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong, simply making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes with optics. In CSEC math, we're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, make sure every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. Stay tuned. Hello, scholars. Do you know that most times when students get problems in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true. And we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. Beforehand, we can certainly avoid them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. All right, so take my hand and let us go. You are in good hands. I want to invite my scholar Imani onto the screen with me. She's almost always in studio helping me out. Imani, welcome. Is there anyone else with you, Imani?
Miss
I'm
Amari and
seeing
John.
some little heads. Okay, so John and Amari are still you're still gonna be with us, John and
Miss have
Amari?
always been in classes, Miss.
Okay, all right. Well, sometimes,
Miss,
John,
Miss have
um,
always been here.
I don't see you. Yes, but Amari, I'm gonna tell my viewers that you were just with me in the live HEP class, and that's why I had to confirm. You were both John and Amari were there for what, an hour and a half in the live HEP class, which we just wrapped up, and now they are going to continue on with the CSEC. And might I remind you, these fellows are itsy bitsy teeny weeny
Miss,
fellows. What age is we talking
Miss,
about here?
Miss, Miss 12 and
What
8.
ages are we?
Miss
Huh?
I'm 8. Miss I'm 8 and John's 12.
So Amari is 8 and John is
12.
12. And these guys, whether I'm having PEP class or CSEC class, they are there. PP clock clock, PP clock clock, right? So I'm very proud of you guys. All right, so we're going to be doing computation, and that will be our focus. We're not doing any other thing but computation. And computation has to do with just some basic calculations following the order of operations. So we have to know what to work first, and this is very important. We have to know that we work our brackets first, we work our powers, we multiply and divide before we add and subtract. If there's a fraction line involved, we have to work the numbers in the numerator, we have to work the numbers in the denominator, and then we divide, that kind of thing. So we're going to dive in, and there's something new that I'm trying this evening, and I would like your feedback on that. I'm actually going to try writing on the screen. I've never done it before, so I'm experimenting. I'm using the cursor to write, so the writing is not going to be so perfect, right? But I want your feedback in terms of how well you're able to see the writing, how clearly you can see it. And of course, as we go along, it can only get better. So let me share the screen, and this is our first computation problem. So this is 2. So you are able to use your calculator, right? So if you don't yet calculator, you can get out. All right. So we have in bracket 4 and 4/5 divided by 2 and 2/3 minus 1 and 1/3 square. And this is worth 5 marks. That's part A. And part B says, write your answer to part A as a decimal to 2 significant figures. All right. So what are we going to do first in part A?
Miss the brackets.
All right, so let's work. The 4 and 4/5 divided by 2 and 2/3. So we know that we're going to change them to mixed numbers. And since we're dividing fractions, we're going to change the division to multiplication and invert the second one, right? The second fraction. So for the first one, as a mixed number, 5 4 is 20 plus 4. So that's 24 over 5. Change the division to multiplication.
Must
And 3, 2, 6, and 2, 8 over 3, which would, we'd have to invert that. So that's 3 over
over
8. All right. And we can reduce the 8 and the 24. So 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 24, 3. So we have what? 3 3 is 9
over
over
5.
5. Right, so that's for this part. For this part now, we're squaring the 1 and 1/3. So we're multiplying 1 and 1/3 times itself, right?
Like so.
Times 1 and
Yes, miss.
1/3. Okay. So 3 ones, 3 1, 4 over 3.
Times 4 over.
And 3 ones, 3 and 1, 4 over 3 again. So that would give us what? 16 over
Miss
9.
16 over.
16 over 9. And we're supposed to
Yes, miss.
subtract them. All right. So it's
Yes, miss.
9 over 5 minus 16 over 9. And the LCM of 9 and 5 is
Yes, miss.
45. So 5 into 45 goes 9 times.
9
And 9
times
nines, 81, right?
81.
And 9
Yes,
into
miss.
45, 5 times. 16 fives, 80. So
Yes,
we're
miss.
left with 1 over
1 over
45.
45.
So that's the answer for A. And B says we're to write it as a decimal to two significant figures. So if we have 1 divided by 45, that gives 0.0222 continue.
Yes, miss.
So two significant, we don't count the zeros in front as significant figures. So we start with this digit and that digit, right? So
Yes,
two
miss.
significant figures. So that will be 0.022. And this is our final answer for part B. Is that what you got?
Yes, miss.
All right, so everybody good with that. All right, so let's go on to the. So how is the writing? Can you see it clearly?
Yes, miss.
All right, and it look nice and pretty.
Miss, it's okay.
Afraid to tell. Don't be afraid to tell me if it's pretty. It look pretty or not.
Miss, it's
All right,
okay.
I
Yes,
know
miss, it's
that
okay.
it's okay. Okay. So I need practice. All right. Fair enough. This is my first attempt. Okay, so let's look at number. So we have a fraction bar here. We know that we need to work this out first before we divide by this, right? So we're gonna work the 5. Sorry, I need to select. We're going to work the 5 and a quarter minus 2 and 1/3. So we have 5 minus 2, that's 3. And the LCM of 4 and 3, that's 12. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. 3 ones, 3. And 3 into 12 goes 4 times. 4 ones, 4. So what do we do here? Because we have 3 minus 4. What are we going to do for that? What are we going to
Miss,
do
you're
for
going to
this
take one
situation here?
whole number. we're going to take one whole or 12 over 12 from 3, which will
So
and add
take
it
one
to
out of the three, leave two. Yeah. So the one whole that we're taking from the three,
is
we're gonna write
12.
it as 12 over 12, right? So that's 12 over 12, that's one whole. Add the 12 to the three that's there
And you add
already.
it to the 3.
So we really have 15, right? So 15 minus 4, which is 11. So it's 2 and 11 over 12. And so that's the answer for this part. So now we must divide it by this. So it's 2 and 11 over 12 divided by 2.5. 12 twos, 24 plus 11, that's what, 35
Yes, miss, 35 over
over
12.
12. We change the division to multiplication. 2 twos, 4 and 1, 5 over 2, and we're going to invert that. So it becomes 2 over 5. Now we can cancel. So 5 into 5, 1, 5 to 35,
5 into 35,
7.
7.
2 into 2, 1. 2 into 12, 6. So we
6.
have what? 7 times 1 is 7. 6 times 1 is 6. That is an improper fraction.
Miss, it would give you 1 and 1 over 6.
So 6 into 7 goes 1 time, remainder 1 over 6. And that is our final answer. All right. So let me see. Let me try this one. So again, we have a fraction bar. We need to work the operation in the numerator first. And then we work the operation in the denominator. And then we're going to divide this answer by that answer. The fraction bar means divide. So we're going to work 3 and 1/3 times
1 and 1/5.
1 and 1/5. So 3 3 is 9 plus 1, 10
10.
over 3. And 5 ones, 5 plus 1, 6
6.
over 5.
Yes, miss.
And we
Miss,
can do
can.
some canceling,
Yes,
right?
miss. Yes, miss.
So
5
3 into
into 10 plus
3,
1. Oh, yeah.
1. 3 into
And
6, 2. 5 into 5,
2.
1. 5 into 10, 2. We're
2.
left with 2 twos, 4.
2. No. It's 4
And
over
1
1.
time 1 is 1. So 4 over 1 is 4. So in
Yes.
the numerator, we have a 4. All of this has been reduced to 4. So let's work this now in the denominator. So we have 3 and 1/3 minus 1 and 1/5. 3 minus 1 gives 2. The LCM of 3 and 5 is 15.
15.
So 3 goes into 15 5 times. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 1 times 3 is 3. And we have 2. And 5 take away 3 is 2. So 2 and 2 over 15. That's not the final answer. We now need to divide the 4 by this. So remember, it was this answer divided by this answer.
Yes, miss.
So we have 4 divided by 2 and 2 over 15. So that's 4 over 1 times, we're going to change the division to multiplication. 15 times 2 is 30, plus 2 is 32 over 15. And we're going to invert. So that's 15 over 32. 4 goes into itself once. 4 goes into 32.
Yes, Miss. 15 over 8 is
And 1 time 15 is 15.
over 15.
1 time 8 is 8.
Yes, Miss. And
So
what?
15 over 8 is
1 over 15.
1 and
7 over
7
15.
over 15. This is our final answer here. 1 and 15.
Can I do the next one?
All right, let's move on. Sure, John. Tell me step by step what you'll do.
Okay, Miss. Miss Percy, your minus to 4 from the one, Miss going to write it down. Miss 4
So
and
what
1
we're
third.
setting out, first. So we're going to work this first, right? So let's write it. Let's write what we're doing.
Yes.
So let's write 4 and 1/3
1
minus 1 and
and 5.
5 over 6. All right. Okay, so what do I do now?
Miss Amara, the one from the form, so you get 3. The 4 from the 1.
All right, so we'll put the 3 to the side.
Yes, Miss. And find the LCM of 3 and 6, Miss, which is 6.
All right. So the LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Miss. And 3 into
What next?
6 goes 2 times. Miss, you going to.
So 3 into 6 goes 3 times.
No, Miss, 2 times, Miss. 3 into 6 goes 2 times.
2 times, sorry.
So 2 times 1 is 2.
Oh, 2. Okay.
And 6 into itself goes 1 time. It's going to multiply 1. And you get 5.
All right.
Miss, may I please use the restroom? Okay.
Huh?
And Miss, I was saying since when you subtract this, Miss, you're going to get another thing. So Miss, you're going to take 1 from the 2, Miss.
So take 1 from the 3, leave 2.
Yes, Miss. And then you add the 6 to the 2, Miss.
So we bring over this one whole as whatever this denominator is over itself. So 6 over 6 is one whole. So we carry it as 6 over 6. Add this 6
And
to the
6.
2. So
So
we
you
get 8
8.
minus
And 8
5.
plus 3. Yes. So Miss will be 2 and 3 over 5, which can be reduced to 2 and a half.
2 and 3 over 6, which can be reduced to 2 and a half. All right, so that's for the numerator. All right, so let's work the denominator now. So we have 1 and 3 over 7 times 1 and 2 over 3. Okay,
Miss,
so what we do next?
Miss, you're going to change them to improper fractions.
All
1
right,
times will give you 7 plus 3, Miss, will give you 10. So it'll be 10 over 7.
okay, so 10 over 7 times,
Okay, and Miss 1 times 3, which give you 5. Miss, so you're going to reciprocate, Miss. It's going to be 3 over 5.
but why would we invert? It's not divide.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's 5 over 3.
Yes,
All right,
Miss.
and
Miss, just
10
multiply.
fives
Miss 50 over 21.
and 50 over 21. All right, so 50 over
I'll give you.
21. All right, so it's
Yes,
this
miss, and I'll
divided
give you.
by that, right?
Yes, miss.
Well, we're gonna divide, so we would still have to go change it back. So we can leave it like that.
Alright.
So it's 2.5, 2.5
Divided
divided
by
by
50 over 21.
50 over 21. So the 2.5 is what as a improper fraction?
Miss, oh, sorry.
So 2 2s, 4
Yes,
and
miss, 5 over 2.
so 5 over 2
Can
and what?
miss, you're going to change the division to multiplication.
Change the
Sorry,
division
miss,
to
to
multiplication
multiplication. Yes,
and
miss, and
then
then
what?
miss, you're going
So
to
invert
invert the. Yes, miss. So the
and
21
it
over
becomes
21.
so it becomes 21 over 50. All right, what next?
Okay, miss, you're going to cancel the top one with the 1 and the bottom
So
one with the
5
10.
into itself goes 1, 5 into 50 goes 10. So 1 times 21 is 21,
21.
and 2 times 10,
Miss 20.
20.
So miss, it'll be 1 and 1 over 20.
All right, so 1 and
1 over
1
20.
over
20.
20. And this gives us 3 marks in the CSEC exam.
Yes, I got 3 marks.
No,
Yes, I got 3 marks.
yeah, so this, fractions are something that we learn in grade 4, 5, and 6. But if you learn it and then you forget about it, and you go in the CSEC exam and you don't remember how to do fractions, so here you would have lost 3 marks. And every mark that you lose adds up. It adds up. So don't take these simple things for granted. And if you didn't know that you have to work the numerator, work the denominator, and then you divide, all these little basic things, if you don't remember that when you're dividing fractions, you have to change the division to multiplication and invert the second fraction, all of these things can contribute to you losing 3 marks. Don't take it for granted. Here, this one is worth what? 5 marks.
Yeah?
5 marks. All right.
Yes, miss.
So who's gonna do this one?
Yes, right.
All right, I don't have a problem with that. Give me 1 second, John.
Okay, miss.
Go ahead, John.
Okay. So miss, you the first right 2 and 1 third plus 3 over 7.
All right, so we're going to work the numerator first. So 2 and 1/3 plus 3 over 7. Okay.
Okay, miss. So she's going to change. Miss, you're going to change the 2 and 1 third of to an improper fraction. So
Why
it'll
not
be
just
7
why
over.
not just write the 2 and work this part?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So
So we
let's say
can just
1.
write the 2, okay,
Yes,
and the LCM
miss.
of 3 and 7.
7.
So that's 21.
Miss 21. Yes, miss. And 3 to 21 goes 7 times. Miss. Wait, 7. 7.
Okay.
Okay, and then miss 7 into
7 into
21 goes.
21,
Yeah. Miss 3 times
and
7
3 threes.
9.
3 threes 9.
Yes,
So we have 2
this will be 2 and 16/21.
2 and 16/21. Okay. And for the denominator, so we'd have 1/3
2
times 1 and
1
3 over 7. All right, so what we do for this one?
Okay,
Oh,
Miss.
1 and 3 over 7.
Yes, miss.
All right, 1 and 3 over 7. All right, so what are we to do?
Miss, you can change them to improper fraction. Miss, you can change them to
So
improper
what do I say for this one?
Miss times 3 give you 6 plus 1 give you 7. So 7/3
So 7/3
divided.
times
Wait, sorry. Yes, times 1 times 7 plus 3 give you 10
10
over
over
7. 10 over 7.
10/7. Okay. And what else now?
Over 20. Oh,
We can
Miss, you
reduce,
oh, yeah,
cancel.
7.
7 into 7,
Yes,
1. 7 into 7, 1.
Miss,
And
over.
1 times 10 is
Miss,
10.
yes, and 3
And
times 1 is 3.
okay.
Miss,
So we're going to divide this. We're going to divide this by this, right?
yes,
All right. So we write, so it's 2 and 16
that's 21.
over 21 divided by
Miss, that 10 over 3.
10/3. So what we do with this?
Next, we're going to change it to an improper fraction. So
All
2
right.
times 21 give you 42 plus 16 will give you this. That'll be 58/21.
It will give what? 58.
Yes, miss.
So 58/21.
Times 3/10.
So we change the division to multiplication,
And then you reciprocate.
and then
Miss, and then you invert it, miss. That'll be 3
we
over 10.
invert the 10/3 and it becomes 3/10. All right. What's the next step?
Miss, 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 cancel the 3 and the
All right. So
21.
3 into 3, 1. 3 into 21, 7. And we can cancel these two, right? So 2 into 10, 5. 2 into 58, what, 29? Am I right? Am I right? And then we say 29 times 1 is 29. And 7 times 5 is 35. So the final answer is 29/35. I think I lost a second there. What happened? Oh, I think I lost them. So we're going to have to soldier on. Oh, Drayshawn is here. Let me invite Dray Screen. And let me see if John and Imani and Amari are back.
Miss, we're
Welcome,
back.
Dration.
Afternoon, miss. Afternoon, miss.
Yes, good afternoon, Dration. Welcome. And welcome
Miss,
back,
I was just,
guys.
Yes, Miss,
miss, I
we're
just
here.
realized that, miss, I
Live and
thought that I texted Imani. Miss, I was saying that I was backstage, but miss, I just realized that I texted the wrong person. That I was backstage.
Oh,
I'm like so
okay. Sorry
confused.
to have you waiting. I know you were waiting. All right.
Yes,
So here we
miss.
go. That's the next question. Okay, and this one is valued 4 marks. So it's 2 and 1/3 minus 5/1 and 5/6. That is in bracket. So that is telling us we need to work that first. Then we're going to divide by 1 and 1/3. All right. Who wants to do this one?
Miss, I'll do that one.
All right, Imani. Imani, tell me what to do.
Okay, Miss, first we're going to solve the brackets. So to solve the brackets,
So we're going to work these two. Okay.
yes, Miss.
So we're
Miss, we
going to
separate.
write 2 and 1/3
Yes, Miss.
minus 1 and 5/6. All right.
Yes, Miss.
What's the next thing?
So, Miss, we're going to subtract 1 from 2.
All right. So 1 from 2, that's 1.
Yes, Miss. And
Mm-hmm.
the common multiple of 3 and 6 is 6.
So the LCM of
Excuse me,
3 and
miss.
6 is 6.
Yes, Miss. So 3 into 6 goes 2 times. So 2 times 1 is 2. And
Mm-hmm.
6 goes 1 time. So 5 times 1 is 1. So we have 2 minus
5
5
times 1 is
over
5.
5.
All right. So we have
So
2 minus 5.
so now that we can't subtract them, we're going to take a whole from the 1, which would be
So
6 over 6.
1
So
from 1 leaves 0.
0. And we're going to add the whole 6 to the 2, which is 8
So we're
minus
carrying this
5.
one whole. We're carrying this one whole that we took as 6/6. Because remember, any number over itself is one whole.
Is 1
So
over.
whatever
Yes,
the denominator is that you're working with down here, if you have to take 1 from the whole number, just carry it as that denominator over itself. And that represents one whole. And then we're going to add it to what's there already. All right, so what we have here,
it's 8 minus 5 over 6.
so this gives 8 minus 5 give what?
Miss 3 over 6.
And that can be reduced to,
1 over 2 or a half.
all
Hey,
right,
miss.
so half. Yes, Reshan?
Miss, 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 my dad. Miss, I came to Florida today, and miss, my mom said that my dad was supposed to get books tomorrow, cause miss, my books are finished. So, miss, I'm gonna ask Kayla if she has a book that I can use. My book
Okay,
is finished, and I don't have any books right now.
all right. Okay, so what next, Imani? So we've worked, hold on, what did I? So we've worked this.
The brackets, yes, miss.
So and we got a half, so we need to divide a half now by this,
By
right?
1 and 1/3, yes, miss.
All right, so we write, what am I
Miss, we're going to
doing?
change. Miss, we're going to change 1 and 1/3 to an improper fraction by multiplying the
So
whole
but let
number
me
by.
write it first. A half divided by 1 and 1/3. So we have back the half, change the division, multiplication, and what next?
Miss, we're going to change it to an improper fraction by multiplying the denominator by the whole number and adding the numerator. So we're going to
So
get.
what we get when we do that? So 3
Miss, we're going
ones,
to
3 plus 1,
is 4/3, and we're going to change. We're going to flip it since we changed the
invert it,
sign.
so it becomes 3
3
over
over
4.
So half times 3/4, which would give you 3/8.
So 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 4 is 8, And this cannot be reduced.
No, miss.
So that's our final
Answer.
answer. All right. Answer. Amari, has he
Miss,
left?
can you repeat?
Amari,
Yes, miss.
you want to work this one
Okay, miss.
or not? Yes or no?
Miss, I'll work it out.
All right,
Miss,
so we have to work the numerator first. We have to work these first, and then these, and then we divide this answer by that answer. So let's work this first. So we'll have 5 and 2 over 7 plus 3 and 7. All right, go Amari.
Okay, miss. Miss, I would start by 7. Miss, I would say 7 times 7.
Could you speak up, please?
Mi- Miss, I would add the whole numbers. Miss,
So
the
5
whole number
plus 3 gives
5 plus 3, miss, it's 8.
give 8. What else?
And then Miss would say 2 over 7 plus 5 over 7.
Which gives what?
Miss, miss 2. Miss,
They are
that's
both over 7.
7 over 7, miss.
They
Miss,
are
that's
both
7.
over 7. Right, so we don't even need to find any denominator.
Yes.
So we know that this cancels to give 1 whole, right?
Yes, miss.
So it's 8, 1 whole. So we get what?
9. 9.
9. Okay. So in the denominator, we have 9.
Yes, miss.
All right, so let's work the, sorry, in the numerator, we have, let's work the denominator because we want our full 4 marks, right?
Yes,
Let's
miss.
work the denominator. So we have 4 minus 2 and 4 over 5.
Yes, miss.
All right, so how are we going to work that?
Missy would change the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Missy would change the 4 to um 3 and 4 3 and 4 over
So
3
3
and 4
and
over 4. Wait.
3 and what?
3 and 5 over 5.
3 and 5 over 5. Because we're working with this denominator. Whatever this is, we take 1 whole out of the 4, leave 3, and write that 1 whole as this number over itself.
Yes.
It's easy. So we'll write back 2 and 4 over 5.
Miss, then
All right, so
then you would subtract.
3 minus 2 give 1.
Yes.
And what else?
Miss, 5 minus
5 minus 4.
4, that would equal 1 over 5.
All right, so the numerator gave us 9. The denominator gave us 1 and 1/5. I remember this line means where to divide, right?
Yes.
So it's 9,
So 9 over
9 divided by
9 over
1
1
and
divided
1/5.
by 1 and 1 and 1 and 1.
Okay. So 9 over 1, and we're going to change the division
Yes.
to multiplication and change this mixed number to an improper fraction. What does it become?
Miss 6/5.
So 5 ones 5 plus 1, 6/5, and we are to invert it because we're dividing by a fraction, right? So when we say 5 ones 5 plus 1, 6/5, we're to invert it to 5/6. We'll invert the second fraction. So can we cancel anything here?
Miss 9 and 6.
So what we're going to use to cancel them?
Miss 9 and 6 can be reduced by 3.
So 3 into 9 goes 3 times,
3, yeah.
and 3 into 6 goes
Miss 3 and 6
2
goes
times.
2 times.
What's 3 times 5?
Miss 3 times 5 is 15.
And 1 times 2 gives
2. So
2.
15 over
So the
2.
final answer is 2 into 15.
Miss, it goes 7 times remainder 1.
So 7 remainder 1 over
2, miss.
2. This is our final answer. 7
Yes.
1 over 2.
Let's grab the
Back.
next one. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
miss.
I want
Yes, miss. I'm
Dreshan
back.
to do the next one since he hasn't done it yet, right, Dreshan?
Yes, miss. Midway.
I sent you a long time. I'll send it back to you. All right, Dreshan. So this one is yours.
Okay, miss.
This one is yours. You notice most of these are valued 4 marks, some of them 5, and that's a lot of marks. You don't want to lose those
I
marks,
accept.
so don't take it for granted. So okay, so the bracket tells us we're going
Miss
to work
Version
this
add
first,
first.
right?
Work
So
out
let's
that
write that.
fraction.
So it's 3 and 7 plus 1 and 2/3.
Yes, miss.
All right. I know I can do better than this too.
It's hard to draw
All
like
right.
that.
Okay, so what do I do now?
So Miss first you'd add the whole numbers,
All right.
which is
So
4.
3 plus 1. Okay, so that's 4.
Then Miss you'd
What next?
find Miss the HCF of
The
7 and
LCM.
3. I mean the LCM. It's the LCM
LCM of
of
7
7
and
and
3,
3, which is 21. Miss you put that at
21.
the bottom. So now Miss 7
Speak
into
up, Dreshan.
21.
Speak up. So 7 goes into
Miss 7
21,
into 21 3 times. So
and
Miss
2
you do
times
2
3,
times 2. Miss which is 6.
6. Okay. And
And Miss 3 into 21 is do 7 times. So Miss 2 times 7.
7
Miss
gives.
Miss which is 14.
Okay.
So Miss you write back the 4. And Miss
So
when you
right by the
add
whole
both of
number, the
them.
4,
Yes,
and
Miss.
then
Then Miss you would write Miss you'd add them. Miss 16. I mean 6 plus
6.
14. 6 plus 14. Miss which is 20.
So that's 20 over.
20 over 21.
All right. So that's the answer for this. And it
First
says we're
part.
to divide this answer by this. So let's set it out. So 4 and 20 over 21
That's gonna be big.
divided by 1 and 1 over 7. All right. So what's the next step?
So Miss first do the 21. Miss multiplied by the whole number, which is 4.
So
which
21
is
times 4,
Miss Miss 84.
84.
Stress.
And then what?
Then Miss you get 84, and then Miss you'd add it to 20, Miss, which is 104.
So 104 over 21.
And then Miss you do Miss 7 times 1, which is
This,
7
this.
plus
What we do
1.
with this? What we do with this?
Miss you change it to a multiplication sign.
Change the division to multiplication.
Yes, Miss. Miss you'd flip the second part. So Miss
So
7
7
times
ones,
1,
7
7 plus
plus
1 is
1,
8.
8
And
over
Miss you'd
7.
flip the 8 over 7 to
We
7
invert
over
it
8.
to
It's the 7 over 8.
7 over 8.
Yes,
All
me.
right, what's next?
So now Miss you can cancel Miss 7 into 21, which was 3 times, and 8 going to 104 one
So 8 into
times.
104. 8 into 10, 1 time,
Miss
remainder 2,
13,
30
is
times.
it right?
So in the
Yes, it's
numerator, we
13.
have 13 times 1, which is 13.
Yes, Miss over 3 times
In the
1,
denominator,
which is 3.
3 times 1, which is 3.
Then you divide that,
So change that
you
to a
get
mixed number.
4. So if you get
4
4,
and
it's 1 over 3.
3 goes into 13. 4 times, remainder 1
That's just when you put it
over
back over the
3.
3.
Yeah,
That's
that's our
right.
final answer. Thank you. All right, who they wanted to work the other one? Was it John? John?
Yes, Miss, I'm here. Okay,
All right.
Miss, where's you going
Welcome,
to
Jamila. Jamila is asking if we can use the bod mass. We certainly can and we should. So we are using our order of operation, Jamila. In the chat, when you're posting your answers, I want you to put number as well. So if we're doing number 9, you say number 9 and you put your answer so that we know which one you're responding to.
Oh, Miss.
Done. So let's go.
Okay, Miss.
So we're
5.
working the
Okay, Miss.
numerator.
Yes, Miss. Miss, first you're going to
So
write 5 and 4 over 6. 4 over 6.
5 and 4 over 6 minus
Yes, Miss. 4
4
and 2
and
over 2 over 3.
2 over 3. Okay.
Miss 5 minus 4 is 1, Miss. And then you're going to find the lowest
5
common
minus 4 is
multiple.
1.
Miss, you're going to find the LCM, Miss,
LCM,
which is
which is what?
Miss 6.
6.
Miss,
All right.
Miss 6 into itself goes 1 time, Miss, so it'll be 4 times 1, which is 4, Miss. Minus 4 minus 4.
And
Miss
3 goes into 6.
2 times, Miss, so it'll be 2 times 2 to give you 4.
So 2 times 2 gives 4. All right. So what we have here?
Miss, what we have there is just it's just 1 over it's 1 and 1 over 6.
So 1 and 0 over 6,
Oh yeah,
which is 1, right?
that's Miss.
All right.
Okay, Miss. Okay,
And
Miss.
so it's,
For the box.
and we're going to divide that by the denominator, right? So it's 1 divided by 3
3
and
and
2
3.
thirds. All right.
Okay, Miss. Miss, you're going to change the 3 and 2 over 3 to our improper fraction. Miss, first you're going to
Before we reach there, so we write back the 1,
yes, Miss 1 over 1
change the division to
multiplication.
multiplication. And change this now.
Okay. Miss, that would be 11 over 3.
So
Wait,
3 3 is 9 and 2, 11 over 3.
yes, miss, I've been 3 over 11.
So we invert it to 3 over 11.
Actually,
All right.
miss, so it'd be,
And
miss, miss 3 over 11, miss. It'll be 3
so
over 11.
1 times 3 is 3 and back over the 11.
Miss, who's next after me?
Imani, I want you to work the other one.
Okay, miss.
So how this only valid 2 marks?
Oh,
Why you think this one only valid 2
it's
marks?
because it's easy.
Miss.
The fractions are simpler, right?
Yes,
Oh,
miss.
that's right.
You can solve them in one
All
go.
right.
You don't have to
Fractions
speed
are
the test.
simple.
All right, Imani, come. So we're still going to work the numerator.
Yes,
So
miss.
1 over 5 times 3 over 10. And that give what?
3 over 50.
3 over 50 cancel to
Miss. 50. 3 over 50, miss.
50. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I should want to show up for showing us them know for use the rubber. Alright, so 1 times 3 is 3 and 5 times 10, 50. And then what? We're going to divide it by this, right?
Yes, miss.
Because this sign here means divide.
Yes, miss.
So we have 3 over 50
Divided by miss
divided by
2.5.
2.5. Alright, so what's next?
Miss, we're going to change the sign to a multiplication sign,
So we
and
write
we
back
are
the 3 over 50. Change the division to multiplication and
Miss, we're going to change the 2.5 into an improper fraction, and then in flip it.
so 2 2's 4 and 1 5 over 2. We're
And
going
we're
to
going to
invert
divide
that.
it, which would give you
2
2 over
2
5.
over 5.
Yes, miss.
And we can cancel 2 into 2, 1. 2 into
2 into
50,
50 is 25.
55. And 3 times 1,
3 over 125.
25 times 5 is 125. Final answer.
Yes, miss.
All right. Who's gonna take this one?
So I'll do it.
All right, Drayshawn, let's go again. So we're working the brackets first. So that's 3 and 3/5
A
times 1 and 2/3.
third.
All right, walk me through it.
Let's first let's see the 5 times the whole number,
So
which is
5
3.
threes
It's 15. It's
plus
15.
3,
It's plus 3, which is 18. So it's 18 over
18
5.
over 5
And
times.
then it's 3 times 1,
So
which is
3
3.
ones, 3
It's plus 2,
plus
which is
2.
5. And it's 5 over 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see, cancel it down. So
So
it's
5
5,
into 5, 1.
5, it's 1,
5
and
into
it's 3
5,
is
1.
18.
3
It's
into
3
3,
into
1.
18. That's
3 into 18,
It's 3 into 18, 6.
6.
It's 6
And
times.
6 times
This will
1,
be 6.
1 times 1. So the
Miss would
answer
be 6.
is 6, but we're
6.
not done yet, right?
No, Miss would
We
subtract
need
it.
to take
Yes,
this
Miss.
from it. All right, so we write back the 6 that we got from this. So that's 6 minus 2 and
2 over
2
7.
over 7.
So, Miss,
All
when we
right,
don't have any fraction part, since you take 1 out of the 6,
so take 1
which is
out of
5,
6, leave 5.
Miss Miss. So then, Miss, you put the full fraction, Miss, 7 over 7.
So this denominator, so it's 7 over 7.
Miss minus 2 and 2 over 7.
Speak up, Jason.
So then, Miss, it would be 5 and 7 over 7. Miss minus
So
2
5
and
minus
2 over
2.
7.
5 minus 2 gives,
Miss 3.
and 7 minus 2
Which is 5.
over
Over Miss
7.
7.
Right? Final
Finish.
answer.
3 and 5 over 7.
All right, back to you, Imani.
Okay, Miss. Miss. So first,
So we're going
you're
to work the numerator.
yes, Miss.
All right, so 2 and 2 over 3 minus 1 and 5 over 6. What next?
Miss, we're going to subtract the whole. So subtract 1 from 2, which will
So
give you
2
1.
minus 1 give 1. You have to tell me what next, you know.
Oh, so we're going to find the lowest common multiple of the denominators, which is 6.
So the LCM of 3 and 6 is 6.
Yes, Miss. And then 3 into 6 is 2 times, so 2 times 2 is 4. And
Okay.
6 divided by 6 is 1 time, so 5 times 1 is 5.
Okay.
So because we can't subtract 5 from 4 without getting a negative number, we're going to take a whole from 1, which will give
So
you
take 1 from
0,
1,
which
leave
will give you
0.
0. And since the whole is 6 over 6, it's going to be 6 plus 4, which will give you 10 minus 5.
So we carry that one whole as 6 over 6. Add the 6 to the 4. So that's 10 minus 5, which
Minus
is
5, which is 5 over 6.
5 over 6. So that's the answer that we get for the
Numerator.
numerator. Now we're going
Yes,
to divide that by 2 over 3, right?
yes, Miss.
So it's 5 over 6 divided by 2
2
over
over 3.
3, and
Miss,
that's
so
what?
now we're going to change the division sign to multiplication. So 5 over
So change
6
the
times
division to multiplication
and
and
invert the 2 over 3.
invert the second fraction, so it becomes 3
3 over
over
2.
2. What next?
Miss, we're going to see if there's anything that can be simplified or reduced, and there is 3 and 6. So 3 into 3 goes 1 time, and 3 into 6 goes 2 times. And that will give us 5 over 2 times 1 over 2. 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 2 is 4. So it would give you 5/4, which can be rewritten as 1 and 1/4.
So 4 into 5 goes 1 time, remainder 1 over 4. Final answer. 1 and 1/4. So you would have gotten your 3 marks, madam. Amari, you ready again?
Okay, miss.
So
Number
Amari,
4.
which part are we going to work first?
Miss the bracket.
So we have to work this here in the bracket first. So 2/3 divided by 11/12. And that would give what?
Miss, Miss, can you please repeat?
So we write back the 2/3. What do we
Miss,
do
can you please,
next?
Miss, um,
We change the division to multiplication
Multiplication.
yeah,
and invert the second fraction. So it
yes,
becomes 12
over 11.
over 11. All right. So is there anything that can be reduced?
Yes,
Yes, miss.
miss.
So 3 can go into 12, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, miss. It can
So 3 into 3,
go into 4. Miss,
1,
3 into 3 goes 1 time.
12, 4.
4 times.
So that gives what?
Miss that.
2
8
fours,
over.
8.
Work at your own time, please.
And 1
8.
time 11.
1 times 11 is 11, miss. So it's 8 over 11.
All right. So that's the answer for here.
Yes, miss.
So now we add it to this now, right?
Yes,
So that's 1/7 plus 8/11. The LCM is the
77.
LCM of 7
yes.
and 11.
7, miss. 7 times 11. That's 77, miss.
77. Okay. So 7 goes into 77
7, 11 times.
11 times, and 1
And
time
7,
11.
1 times 11 is 11, miss.
Okay. And 11 goes into 77,
77, 7 times, miss.
and 8 times 7.
8 times 7 is 8 times 7. Miss, that's 56, miss.
56. So 11 plus 56,
11 plus 56, miss, it's 67.
67 over
Miss, 67 over 77.
67 over
77.
77. Final answer.
Yes, miss. Cannot be reduced. That was only 3
All
marks.
right. So Dreshan, is you again?
That's a
You're up again.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So DK is with us. Welcome, DK. You're late. How you manage late? Dreshan, let's see.
Yeah.
2 marks. Well, guys, here,
Wow.
whatever the marks are allotted, we have to make sure we get the full marks. It don't matter how many marks. Whether it's 1,
Yes,
2, 3,
miss.
10, we want our full marks, right? So we're going to
Yes,
work
miss.
the numerator. Okay, so let's go. 2 and 1/3 minus 1 and a half. All right, Dreshan, so what do we do?
Okay. So let's see. First, let's see, subtract the whole numbers, which is 1.
So 2 minus 1 gives 1.
Yes, miss. Now, miss, you'd find the LCM. So the two numbers, miss, which is 6.
The LCM of 3 and 2, so that's 6.
Yes, miss. And miss, 3 into 6, miss, goes 2 times. So at the top, you times
1
2.
times 2, 2.
So, miss,
Next,
then, so miss, 2 into 6, miss, which is
2
3.
into
So,
6,
miss,
so
1
3
times
times.
3.
1 times 3 is 3.
Yes, miss. And miss, since it would be a negative number, so miss, you'd cross out the 1. Miss, you'd cross out the whole
So
number.
we take 1 from 1, leave
Yes,
0.
miss. Then miss, you'd add the denominator to 2,
So carry that
which is
1
6.
whole as 6 over 6. And add the 6 to the 2 that was already there. So right here we have 8. All
Yes,
right, so
miss.
8 minus
Miss, 8
3,
minus 3.
that's 5,
Mm.
right?
Yes, miss.
So this gives 5 over 6. And we're going to divide it by 1 and 5 over 6. So
Yes,
5
miss.
over 6 divided by 1 and 5 over 6. So what do we do now?
So now, miss, miss, change it. So, miss, you'd write back the
So
5
write
over
this.
6.
So write back the 5
Yes,
over
miss.
6.
Miss, you change it to a multiplication sign.
Change the division to
Division to
multiplication.
multiplication. And then, miss, so miss, 6 times 1, which is 6.
So we're going to change this mixed number to an improper fraction. So 6 ones, 6
Yes, miss.
plus 5,
Yes, which is 11.
11. So 11 over 6.
Miss, you'd flip that. So, miss, would
We're
be
going
6
to
over
invert that.
11.
6 over 11,
Yes, miss.
which gives what now? We can
So, miss,
cancel,
you
right?
can cancel the 6 and the 6.
6 into itself, 1. 6 into itself, 5
Yes, miss.
times
And then, miss,
1,
5 is over the
and
11.
1 times
11 times
11.
1, 11. This would be 5 over 11.
All right, that's our answer there, over 11. John, you're
Yes,
up.
miss.
Okay, Miss, first going to write the brackets. So Miss, it's one over 1 and 1 over 7 plus 2 and 2 over 3.
So 1 and 1 over 7 plus
2 and 2.
2 and 2 over 3.
Yes, Miss. Oh, Miss, the next thing you're going to do is okay, Miss. The next thing you're going to do is add the 2 and the 1, Miss. You get 3.
So 1 plus 2 gives 3.
Yes, Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss, find the lowest common multiple of 7 and 3, which is 21.
So the LCM of 7 and 3 is 21.
Yes, Miss. Okay, Miss 7 into 21 goes 3 times, so Miss, it's 1 times 3, which is 3.
All right, so 7 into 21, 3 times. 1 times 3 is 3.
Yes, Miss. Miss 3 into 21 goes 7 times. That'll be 2 times 7, which is 14.
Okay, 2 sevens,
14.
14.
Yes, Miss. So Miss would be 3 plus 14, which is 50. Sorry, Miss, 17. It's 17 over 21.
17, the 3 and
That
17 of it.
yes, Miss.
All right, so that's the answer for this.
Yes, Miss.
And we're going
Miss.
to divide it now by this, right?
Yes, miss. Miss, so it'd be 3 and 17 over 21 divided by 2 and 2 over 3. Miss, you're going to change both of them to an improper fraction.
Okay.
Okay, miss, after you do that, miss, you're going to,
So what is the improper fraction for this?
miss, the improper fraction for that is, miss, 80 over
So
21,
3 times 21 is
miss, 63,
plus 17.
miss, 80,
So 80 over 21.
yes, miss, times, miss, you could
And we
change the
change the division to multiplication.
yeah, miss, so 80 over 21 times 8 over 3.
So
Miss, when
3
you
to 6
yes, Miss
plus 2,
Denny,
8 over 3. And we invert.
yes, Miss said the 3 over
So
8.
3 over 8. And now we
Miss,
reduce.
yes, Miss 8 into 8 goes 10 times this, and 8 into itself
8
goes
into
1.
itself once, 8 into 80, 10.
Yes, Miss, and 3 into 21 goes 7 times, and 3 into itself goes 1 time, Miss.
All right, so at the top we have 10 times 1, and
Miss
at the
10,
bottom we have
7 times 1, Miss, that's 7. So Miss, it'd be 1, oh, wait, Miss, yeah, Miss 1 and 3 over 7.
okay, and 3 over 7. All right, so we have roughly half an hour to go. All right, Imani, you take this one.
Okay, miss.
So we have
Miss
3 minus 1/3.
So, miss, what we're going to do is change the whole number to 2 and 3/3.
2 and 3/3 minus
Minus
1/3.
1/3. Yes, and then we can just subtract the fractions.
So what
The
we're going to have?
common fractions. So we're going to have 2 and 2 over 3.
2 and 2/3. So that's the answer for the numerator.
Yes,
And
miss.
for the
One
denominator, 3
denominator.
plus 1/5.
We're going to change the 3 to 2 and 5.
No, we can just add those.
Oh yeah,
We can just
3 and 1/5.
that's 3 and 1/5.
Yes.
So now we're going to divide this by this. So this line here tells us we're dividing this answer by this answer.
Yes, miss.
So it's 2 and 2/3. Let's do it here. 2 and 2/3 divided by 3 and 1/5. Right. So what do we say, Imani?
Miss, we're going to change 2 and 2/3 to an improper fraction, which will give you 8/3.
So
Because
3 to
3 to
6 plus
6 plus
2,
2 is 8.
8/3.
We're going to
Change
change
the
division
division
to multiplication,
to multiplication.
and then we're going to change the 3 and 1/5 to an
So
improper fraction and then invert it.
5 threes
5 is 15
15
plus 1 is
plus
6
1,
over 5.
16 over 5.
And we're going to
And we
invert it,
invert it,
which is 5/16.
5 over 16.
Yes, miss. I'm going to check if anything can be reduced, which will be the 8 and the 16. So 8
So
into
8
itself goes
into
1
8,
time,
1.
and 8 into
8 into
16 goes 2
16,
times.
2.
It cannot be reduced any further, so we're going to multiply. 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 3 is 6, so it would be 5/6.
final answer. DK saying we must check over the 5/6. For which one, DK? Dynamore said we must check over the 5/6. For which number? The one that we just You have to tell us where the mistake is, please. So please let us know if you think we made a mistake, and we'll certainly revise that. All right, who is up again? Whose turn again? Come, whose turn? Is it John?
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
All right, Jason, let's go. So we're going to work numerate. So 2/3 plus 1 and 7.
Okay.
Now tell me, what kind of 7 is that? All right, so what do we do?
Summons first. Since there is no whole number.
You have to speak up, sir.
Since there's no whole number for the first
There
part.
is a whole number.
For the second, so this is the 1.
Okay.
Whole number. Then this you'd find the you'd find the LCM, which is 21.
LCM of 3 and 7 is 21. So that's the smallest number that 3 and 7 can go into without leaving a remainder. That's the LCM. All right, so what next do we say?
It's 3 into 21 goes 7 times.
And 2 times 7?
It's 7. Yes, it's times 3. The 7 into 21 goes 3 times.
7 into 21 goes 3 times, and 2 3s?
6.
Okay.
6. Then let's get 20.
So we have 1 and 20
over 21.
over. So that's for numerator. For the numerator. And for the denominator now, 3 minus 2 and 2 over 7. So what do we do for that?
So now we'll take 1 out of the 3, which is 2.
Okay. So 2 and write that 1 as 7 over 7. And then write back this.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 2 minus 2 is 0.
So that's 0. No number left.
So this would be 5 over 7.
So 7 minus 2 would give 5.
5.
And then put it back over the 7, right?
Yes, miss.
So we have this number as the numerator, this number as the denominator. We're going to divide them. This line here tells us where to divide this by that. So we have 1 and 20 over 21 divided by 5, 7. Right?
So it's the first part. 22 times 1 is 21. This plus
21 times 1 is
20.
21.
This plus 20 is 41.
41 over
It's 41 over 21.
21.
Let me see, change it to a multiplication sign.
Change division to multiplication.
Yes, miss. Then miss, you would make it the inverse. So miss 7 over
Invert the
5.
5 over 7 to 7
miss.
over 5. All right.
Then miss, you would be
What next?
7 over 5. So miss, now you can do miss 7 into 21.
So 7
Miss
into
7
itself
into
goes 1
12,
time.
1.
7 into 21 goes 3 times.
Yes, miss. And then miss, you do 41 is over 5 times 3.
41 times 1 is
Which is
41.
41.
And 3 fives
Miss
15.
15. Miss 15 into
So
41 goes miss 2 times.
mhm.
Miss would remain there 30. Miss would remain there 11. Oh, yeah, remember 11. It's over 15.
Right, and that cannot be reduced. So that's our
Mm.
final answer. All right. So I'm waiting on Dynamo to tell us where she thinks number 13 and 14. So let's go, guys. Let's go back and double check 13 and 14. All right. So that's number 13. So we work this first. We had 2 over 3 divided by 11 over 12. 2 over 3, we changed the division to multiplication. We inverted the 11 over 12 and it becomes 12 over 11. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 12, 4. 2 4 is 8 over 11. And we have 1 over 7 plus 8 over 11. The LCM of 7 and 11 is 77. 7 goes into 77 11 times. 1 time 11 is 11. 11 into 77 goes 7 times. 8 7 is 56. 56 plus 11 is 67 over 77. Do you see where any error is in number 13, guys?
No, miss.
I'm not seeing any error. Imani, do you see where we made an error in number 13?
No, miss.
Neither do I.
All right, let's
7, that's correct.
check 14. Number 14. So we have 2 and 1/3 minus 1.5. 2 minus 1 is 1. The LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 1 times 3 is 3. We can't take 3 from 2 without getting a negative number. So we're going to take 1 out of the whole, leave 0, and carry that 1 whole as 6 over 6. Add the numbers here. 6 and 2, 8. 8 minus 3 is 5 over 6. And we're going to divide that by 1 and 5 over 6. So we write back the 5 over 6. 6, 1, 6, and 5, 11 over 6. We invert it. It becomes 6 over 11. 6 cancels 6. 5 ones 5. 1 time 11 is 11. So I'm not seeing where we made an error at all, at all, at all. All right, Amari, you're up.
Okay, miss.
So we have 2 and 1 over 7.
Yes.
minus 1/3.
Um,
So what do we do here, Amari?
Miss
We're
you
going to
subtract
work. So this is in the numerator. We're working this first before we divide it by this. All right. So what do we do here?
Miss you subtract
Subtract what?
Miss,
one
wouldn't you
seventh of
change
one.
it to wait, no, you can do
You
it
cannot do
now. You
like
can
that.
do it like this,
Yeah.
and if you need to take anything from the whole, you
We just write the 2, right? Because there's nothing to take from the whole number.
Yes, miss,
Just write back the 2.
and miss,
All
then
right. So
we
let's
find the
work the
lowest common
fraction.
multiple. Yes, miss, and then we find the lowest common multiple of 7 and 3, which is 21.
Okay. So Amari, continue.
Okay, miss the 7. Um, miss, you would divide 21 and 7, miss.
So 7 goes into 21.
And miss,
How
7
many
goes into
times?
21 3 times, miss. And
All
then
right.
miss
And 1 times 3.
times is 3, miss.
1 times 3 is 3.
And
And
3 goes
3
into
goes into
21
21.
7 times.
And
So
1
you would take,
times 7.
yes, miss, that's an addition. So
All right.
miss that 7.
All right. So 1 times 7 is 7.
Yes, and
Okay. So
then
what do we do from here?
miss minus miss 3. Wait, miss
Pardon me?
7 miss, you say 7 times 7.
No. What we do here?
Miss, can I help him out? Miss would it,
Okay, John, help him.
miss you going to take a whole from the 2, miss, and give that leaves you 1, miss.
Take 1 from the 2, leave 1.
Yes, miss, and then you're going to bring that 1 as 21, miss.
Bring that one whole as 21 over 21.
Yes, miss.
Add the
Okay, then
21 to the 3.
okay,
We
okay,
get 20. So what do we have here?
miss miss 20
24 minus 7.
miss 21 17.
So we'd have this whole number 1 and 24 minus 7 gives what?
Miss 24 minus 7. Miss that gives miss 17.
17 over
Miss
21.
17 over
So
21.
this is the answer for the numerator. So we're going to divide that into this. So it's 1 and 17 over 21 by 1 and 6 over 7.
Or
All right, so let's go. What do we do here?
miss would say
Speak up, please. Why
miss
are my students whispering? You don't want the audience to hear what you're saying and learn? Please stop the whispering. What do I do here?
miss you would say
We're changing the
change
mixed numbers
miss
to
change
improper
the
fractions, right?
miss, yes, miss.
So
Change
21 times 1
21 times 1, miss, that's 21.
plus 17
plus 17. 21 plus 17. That equals to 30. 38.
38
Yes.
over the 21.
Yes.
Change the division to multiplication.
Multiplication.
717 plus 6, 13 over 7, and we invert that. 7 over 13. So what do we do now?
Miss, now you would say,
You know that the audience can't hear you, right?
Miss, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Miss, you would say, um,
We can cancel the 7 and the 21.
yes, miss.
So 7 goes into itself once,
One
and
time, like
7
7,
into 21
3 times.
3 times. So in the numerator, we have 38 times 1. And in the denominator, we have 3 times 13,
Miss,
which is 39.
13. Miss, 38 over 3, miss.
38 over 39.
Oh,
All right, Drayshawn, your turn. Drayshawn. Imani.
Yes, miss.
I want to
Miss, it
go.
looks like he's been backstage. Oh, I'll do this one. Yes, miss, he's backstage. Okay. Miss, so for this one, we are going to subtract the first stuff. So, okay, one and one third minus
So
three and
which
five.
section you gonna work first?
Miss, it would be the
Yes,
division,
miss,
right?
division. 3 and 5 over 6 divided
We have to
by
work the
5.
division first, right?
Yes, miss.
So even though these two are given first, we can't work these two first. We have to follow the order of operations and work the division first. So it's going to be 3 and 5 over 6 divided by and 1 over 9.
And, oh, yeah.
Yes, miss. So
All right,
now
so
we
what do we
are
do?
going to change them to improper fractions and change that sign to multiplication. And we're going to invert the second factor. So 6 times 3 is 18
So,
plus 5
okay,
is
It's 20.
23.
so
Oh,
23 over 6.
yes, miss. And 9 fives. Oh, change that to multiplication. So times 9 fives
Change the
45
division to
plus.
multiplication.
Yes, miss. 9 5 45 plus 1 is 46 over 9. And since we're going to invert it, it would be 9 over 46.
All right.
Now we're going to see if anything can be reduced or simplified. And miss, we can put 23 into 46. So 23 into itself goes one time. 23 into 46 goes two times. And we can also reduce the 6 and the 9 by 3. So 3 into 9 goes 3 times, and 3 into 6 goes 2 times. And then it would be 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 2 is 4, so 3 over 4. And now we're going to subtract that from 1 and 1/3.
All right, so now that we work this part and we get 3 over 4, we can take it from that. So it's 1 and 1/3 minus 3/4.
Yes, miss.
All right.
Okay. So now we're going to put back the one since there's nothing to subtract from it. And we're going to
Okay.
find the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4, which is 12.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 into 12 goes 4 times. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. So 4 minus 9. So it since we can't do that without getting our. Anyways. Okay. Since we can't do that without getting our remainder, we're going to take a whole from 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. And since the denominator is 12, it would be 12 over 12 to give you one whole. So 4 plus 12 is 16 minus 9. And that would give you 7 over 12.
Let's who's gonna do the next one.
And that's our final answer,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Mr. Nitration's turn.
All right. So um, we're going. Let me see. Right. We're going to work 2 more.
That's two.
Which number we just did 19. Okay. So Dration, go ahead. We're going to work 2 more. This and 21.
First, 8 1 over 3 minus 2.5.
Dration,
5.
you're
I'm
talking
writing the
like
question.
if you talk, you're going to have to pay money. Your voice is
I'm
not
writing
being
the
taxed.
question. I'm
Your
writing the
voice is not
question.
being taxed. It's not going to cost you any money to talk loud.
Writing the question.
All right, so go ahead now. So we have 8 and 1 over 3 minus 2.5. So tell me what to do.
Let me see, subtract the whole numbers. It's
So
8
8
minus
minus
2,
2, 6.
which is 6. Let me see, find the LCM of the
LCM
denominator.
of 3 and 2, which is
That's 6.
6.
So it's then it's 3 into
Me
6
can't
goes
hear a
2
word where you
times.
say. Me cannot hear a word.
What? I'm talking
Me hear you
loud.
now. Keep it at that. Keep it at that pitch for me.
Okay.
All right.
3 into 6 goes
So
2
3 into
times.
6, 2. All right.
2
And
times.
1 times 2.
It's 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 into 6 is 3 times.
2 into 6, 3 times.
It's 3
1
times
times
1
3.
is 3. Since
Mm-hmm.
if you take 1 out of 6,
Take 1 out of the
it's
6, leave 5.
5. And if you'd add the 6
Carry
to
that 1
2.
whole as 6 over 6.
Yes,
And
miss.
add it to the 2. So we have 8.
It's 8 minus 3.
8 minus 3 give
It's 5.
5. And we put back our number.
Yes,
Okay.
miss.
So that's the answer for the numerator. How about the
It's 5.
denominator? So we had 2 minus 5 over 6.
Let me see. Right back 2.
Do we?
Wait.
Do
Wait.
we?
Oh, what did I say? Miss. I mean, so if you'd put 1. You cross
So
out
take one out
1.
of the 2, leave 1, and write that one whole that we took. Write it as this over itself. So it's 1 and 6 over 6
minus
minus,
5 over 6.
which gives,
It's 1 and 1 over 6.
or this is the answer for the denominator. So we have 5 and 5 over 6 divided by 1 and 1 over 6. So let's work that here. So 5 and 5 over 6 divided by 1
and 1 over 6.
over 6. Okay.
So 6 5 is 30. 6 plus 5 is
6 5 is 30.
35.
So
Plus
35
5
over
is
6.
35. Yes, yes. Let me see. Change the division sign to a multiplication sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. I mean 7 over 6. So you'd flip it. It's the 6 over
Invert it and it
7.
becomes 6 over 7.
It's 6 over 7. You can do 6 into itself 1. And 6 into 6 1. And 7 into 35. This goes 5 times. And 7 into itself 1 time. And the answer would just be 5.
So 5 times 1 is 5 over 1,
Over 1 times 1,
which
is
is
1.
5, right?
5.
5. Okay, sir, go and pay your Imani or John or Amar. Who wants us out with the last?
Me.
Imani, when we
Me,
just
miss.
see a while ago. Imani, what were you doing a while ago? Don't make me have a coat, girl. What are you doing?
No, miss.
I'm not call you out, Next time I'm gonna call
Thank
you
you.
out.
What was she doing? Miss, what was she doing?
Next time I will call you out. Is
Miss,
that's a
what
me
was
and Imani secret, John. That's our secret, John.
Mrs. Amari? Miss, I wasn't
All
asking.
right, so he's gonna take us out with the last dege one.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so let's go, Imani.
Okay, miss. So
Let's go, ma'am.
We're going to subtract the whole numbers. So 4 minus
So
3.
4 over 8. I'm gonna write it yet.
Yes, miss.
3 and 3/4. Okay.
Okay, miss. So 4 minus 3 is 1.
Uh-huh.
Miss. And then we're going to subtract the common fractions. So 1 over 8 minus 3 over 4. And we're going to get the lowest common multiple of 8 and 4, which is 8. Miss, so 8 into 8 goes 1 time, so 1 times 1 is 1, minus 4 into 8 goes 2 times, and 2 times 3 is 6. So since we can't subtract them without getting a negative number, we're going to take one whole from 1, which is 0, and the one whole will be represented as 8 over 8. So 8 plus 1 would give you 9 minus 6 over 8, and that will give you 3 over 8. Miss, that's the numerator. So now we're going
And we just
to,
have this down here.
yes, miss. So 3 over 8 divided by 1 and 1 over 7. Miss,
So
so
3 over
first
8 divided
divided by
by,
7.
okay.
Miss,
So right back the 3 over 8.
yes, miss. And then we are going to
Uh-huh.
change the division sign to multiplication.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to change 1 and 1 over 7 to an improper fraction, then invert it. So 7 times 1 is
Okay.
7, plus 1 is 8 over 7. And since we're inverting it, it's going to be 7 over 8.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 over 8 times 7 over 8. This, and um nothing can be
Reduce.
simplified or reduced. So 7 times 3 is 21, and 8 times 8 is 64.
Final answer.
Yes, miss.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you,
You're welcome,
scholars.
miss.
Thank you, those in the chat,
Please
for
remember,
being sharing the space, sharing.
please
Go
remember,
ahead.
we're not solving math problems, we're changing lives. Please remember, we're not just solving math problems, we're changing lives.
Absolutely. And thank you, sir, for reminding us of that.
That sounds I.
You scholars on.
Yeah, man.
Okay, miss. See you
Bye,
on
Miss.
Bye,
Monday.
miss.
Oh, yeah,
Bye,
Monday.
miss.
Thank you for coming and
Thank you.
sharing the
Oh,
Bye,
time
miss.
with me. All
as
right.
always, Miss. Like
Okay.
you should.
Have
You
a
too.
nice night again.
Have the rest of the weekend, miss.
Bye. See you next week, Monday.
Yes. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like that? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC Math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so you can avoid making those mistakes. So, stay tuned. Hello, scholars. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand.